Today we're making 2 high-protein, keto-friendly cottage cheese no-bake desserts.
That's a mouthful.
That took me like 5 times to say it. So the 2 different flavors that we're gonna be trying today is a peanut butter cottage cheese no-bake dessert. It's kind of like a rich and creamy mousse. And the other one is going to be a key lime cottage cheese dessert. We've never cooked with key limes on this channel before.
They're not key limes, they're just limes, but whatever.
They are.
No.
They look like key limes to me though. Okay. For this recipe, we're actually gonna be using Good Culture low-fat cottage cheese. And you might be thinking, well, low fat tends to have more carbohydrates than like a full fat cottage cheese, but that's not the case if you use Good Culture cottage cheese. Good Culture cottage cheese is different than other cottage cheeses because it has a different fermentation process. So that leads to a lower carb count than other cottage cheeses. So this one only has 3 grams of total carbohydrates per 1/2 cup. So Sarah and I have been using cottage cheese so much here on this channel for the past 2 years that we blend our cottage cheese beforehand. Most recipes, it makes sense to do this. We just take our immersion blender and we blend up the cottage cheese and keep it this way in the fridge for whatever recipes that we're gonna be using. And during the summer, we try to stay hydrated, and what helps us stay hydrated is Element, and they are the sponsor of this video. So as you guys know, Sarah and I have been drinking Element every single day since 2020 because we love the way it tastes and the way it makes us feel on our keto lifestyle. That's because when you go into ketosis, you shed a lot of water, and inside that water are your electrolytes. This can leave you feeling tired, having muscle cramps or nausea, and we call that the keto flu. Element replenishes your electrolytes so that you feel better. Element contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Sarah and I really like all of the flavors of Element, but our absolute favorites are the citrus salt, which is the OG flavor for us, and the grapefruit salt, which is our mother's favorite flavor. You need to try this one. Right now, Element is offering a free 8-count sample pack of Element's most popular drink mix flavors with any purchase. So you can buy some citrus salt and get a free sample pack. Just go to drinklmnt.com/ketotwins. Find your favorite flavors or share some with a friend. Okay, so the first no-bake cottage cheese keto-friendly dessert we're gonna be making is a high-protein peanut butter cup. So for this recipe, you're going to be needing cottage cheese, peanut butter, and peanut butter powder. And we're gonna be throwing in some of this Isopure whey protein powder. This is cream of vanilla. We wanna add as much protein.
Creamy vanilla. It sounded like you said cream of vanilla.
cream of wheat. We wanna add some protein to this, a lot of protein, because it's a protein dessert. That's like the big
thing nowadays.
Yeah, next is gonna be fiber. We're just gonna be adding fiber to everything. So in order to make it the peanut butter cup, we're going to be adding some melted Lily's chocolate. This is sweetened with stevia. You could use the one from Choc Zero, it's really good. But we're just gonna be adding that on top as kind of like the peanut butter cup of this recipe. Okay, so we're gonna do a 1/2 cup of cottage cheese. Yummo. Blended. I always feel like you lose some in this process. That's why I do a heaping cup. This is 1/4 cup of peanut butter. This is gonna make multiple servings, by the way.
No sugar peanut butter. No sugar added.
Next up, we're gonna add in 2.5 tablespoons of this peanut butter protein powder. The same for the vanilla. Creamy. Isolate. We're gonna be using this entire bag. I'm sick of wasting ingredients. 1. This is so much protein. Yum. 2. 2.5. Let's see if this mixes together easily.
Smells good.
That is thick, it's creamy, it's peanut buttery. Let's go in with some sweetener. So as far as sweeteners, go with what works best for you. People have different preferences when it comes to keto-friendly sweeteners. We like powdered stevia would work great in here. Liquid allulose would work great in here. And also, we're gonna be putting this in the freezer, and liquid allulose would actually help it from freezing.
What's that?
Freezing completely. But we're just gonna be using stevia. I'm gonna put like 10 drops of stevia in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Mix that in. Okay, let's load up some cups.
Use a smaller spoon. It's not that hard.
No, but if I put it in a piping bag, I could be like...
You're gonna waste a lot of it in the bag, but whatever you wanna do.
This is about...
Okay. Could you focus
If you're at home, don't bother with this, okay? But we're trying to make a thumbnail that's gonna entice you all to click.
It looks like the poop emoji, but not the same time.
I'm sure it's gonna taste good though. So while those set up in the freezer, becoming the beautifulness that they are, we're gonna be working on our second no-bake cottage cheese dessert, which is a key lime cottage cheese dessert. We're gonna start adding all these ingredients into a bowl. We're gonna go with about 3/4 of a cup of blended cottage cheese, 2.5 tablespoons of whey, creamy vanilla, iso pure protein powder, 3 tablespoons, hopefully this is 3 tablespoons, of lime.
Key lime, quote unquote,
Juice.
More like lime juice.
About a teaspoon of lime zest. I'm gonna go with less stevia than the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Is that what you put in?
No, I put in like 12 last time. 12 drops. Add some salt. Let's mix it. See what happens. Hopefully it doesn't turn into cheese.
Well, we made a lemon one and it didn't do that, didn't we?
Right.
Oh, I like how the little green specks are showing up. That's festive.
We're gonna use these Speckaloos spiced like cookies from Choc Zero, but you can use whatever kind of keto-friendly cookie that you want. You could also use almond flour. Sarah and I made a dessert a couple weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, where we toasted some almond flour in a pan, added sweetener and butter, and kind of pressed it down to create a no-bake keto-friendly crust. So if you don't have a keto cookie on hand, use that instead. I'm gonna pour some at the bottom of this container.
Kind of layer it in there.
Do you like the other way to do it or this way better?
I was going to suggest using a smaller spoon, but
You don't need to use a lot, just a little. Okay, we're gonna melt some of this chocolate to put on top of our peanut butter protein powder one, and then we're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna try them. Okay, here we are. Let's try our, no! I licked it already. Actually, I didn't yet. You are unhinged, I swear. Okay, I made a mistake with the piping bag thing, okay? It doesn't look right. It doesn't look aesthetic, okay? But it doesn't matter how it looks. It's about what's inside. It's not my best work, whatever. Does it taste good? The other thing that kind of is bugging me is that this kind of, it hardened and I didn't expect it to. Because I put avocado oil in there enough that I thought that it wouldn't be able to reconstitute itself, but it has. So, got a little piece, here we go. It's really good.
very creamy. Tastes like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Right.
Honestly.
Yummy.
And we did make, remember those high protein peanut butter cups before? And it's kind of like a lot of work. This was definitely easier. Like 100 times easier. Doesn't taste like cottage cheese at all.
No. Is it too sweet?
I don't think so. I think you kind of need the sweetness to counteract that tanginess from the cottage cheese. So I like it. And I think the peanut butter and chocolate, you can't go wrong. Just like a classic flavor combination. Could you just put the chocolate chips in there?
I mean, it might be hard.
I mean, you could sprinkle them on top if you wanted a little bit of chocolate in every bite, because it's like kind of hard with the
chocolate chips are
shell.
hard. This is not as hard. It melts really fast. I always didn't like chocolate chip ice cream and stuff because I felt like the chocolate was too hard.
Really?
Okay.
This is a meal, by the way. All right.
Here's the second one. This is the key lime one, and it's definitely not as thick as the peanut butter one. But that's because we used a lot more of the protein powder. I think that you could probably even up the protein in this one. Instead of using 2.5 tablespoons, use more to make it thicker, because I feel like that gave this really thick consistency.
Yeah, but maybe you want like a lighter, fluffier.
Fine, if you want lighter.
Very refreshing flavor. Can't go wrong with lime. The cookies on top are perfect for here.
And you're using like
Nothing.
less than half of a cookie.
Yeah, but it gives you like that crust feeling without having to actually make it, which is great. Yeah, I love this. I love lime. I love key lime pies and things like that. So this reminds me of it without all the work.
Sarah and I finally made something that wasn't lemon or strawberry flavored.
I mean, it's not so far off. It's a citrus. I mean,
it counts. It's different.
But yeah, this is delicious. I'm glad we tried it. Just another way to use cottage cheese.
It's endless.
Will we ever have another viral ingredient?
There's got to be a point where people run out of ways to eat it, you know?
I mean, we've gone from sweet to savory and everywhere in between.
Anyway, YouTube seems to think that you're going to like this video here, so why don't you click on it and we will see you over there. Anyway, I'm Emily.
I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins.
Signing out.